everyone, I'm Dr. Crank here at Waco Animal Hospital, and today we're going to be talking about puppy behaviors.
All right, Dr. Crank, how much biting and chewing is normal puppy behavior?
So puppies love to chew. That's why they make chew toys. And so it is something that we do talk a lot about, how your hand becomes a chew toy. And that's not ideal, obviously. So it is something that biting, playing, that's pretty normal. But some puppies can become a little bit too aggressive with it. So if you're feeling like that they are doing a little too much growling, a little too forceful with their biting, and it's not just whenever they are excited or playful, definitely reach out. It may not be quite so normal, and we may need to try and correct it.
All right, my puppy cries a lot at night. What should I do?
So it really is something that, unfortunately, is kind of just like a baby. They're going to cry at night. And so that's unfortunately part of the responsibilities that do come along with a puppy. And so what you want to figure out is, kind of what do they want? Are they hungry? Do they need to go out and potty? Or are they just lonely? A lot of puppies come from a litter type situation, and so they have been around their litter mates, and so this may be the first time they're alone. So sometimes it's something that you need to kind of replace that, as far as a big stuffed animal, or having them in the room with you, something to make them feel more comfortable.
All right, why is my puppy so aggressive?
So puppies are really more playful than aggressive. It just may come over that way because they're growling, they're biting, they're chewing, they're wrestling, and that's a lot of just how they grew up playing with their litter mates. And unfortunately, sometimes that comes off on their owners as well.
So how can I get my puppy to calm down?
Time and exercise. So it is something that puppies will just go and go and go. They're the little Energizer bunny until they're not, and then they collapse and fall asleep for a couple hours. But it is something that you really want to work with them and get their mind going. It's more than just trying to have them exercise and run and play. You also want to be working with training. Puppies can start learning as early as just a few weeks old, and so by training them, you're not only working their body, you're also working their mind, and that is something that can kind of help calm them down and will overall hopefully help your relationship and make you a lot closer.
Is it okay to punish my puppy?
So I try not to use the word punish. I do like to say we want to do positive reinforcement. And so instead of negatively punishing them for something they did wrong, because they usually are not going to retain that very well, I try to positively reinforce behaviors that I do like. So if they are doing something that you want them to do, or even if it's in the direction of what you want them to do, you really want to praise that, whether that be with treats or even just a good boy, and you'll get a nice little tail wag, because that shows that they are just so excited that they did something that made you happy.
So when should my puppy start obedience training, and can they go before getting all vaccinations?
So obedience training kind of varies. It is something that some places have one-on-one type of obedience training, and other places are more group. I don't usually recommend the group type classes, just because you obviously don't know what other puppies have been exposed to and things until after they have had their full vaccine series. So I do usually try, and if you do want to go to obedience training, try and stick with the one-on-one, or if they come to your home. But puppies do definitely need to start learning as early as possible, and they really are going to retain a lot of information as early as 6 weeks old. And so you really want to start working with them pretty early on, and they can learn a little bit more. So the earlier the better for them to learn. But definitely we do usually start obedience training generally towards the end of their booster series, so they are a bit more protected and a bit more mature.
My last question is, when is it safe to socialize my puppy, and how do I socialize my puppy with other pets and people?
So socializing is vital to your puppy's overall lifelong well-being. It is something that if your puppy is not actually socialized until they're older, you could actually have a lot of problems, whether that be with people, other animals. So you want to start whenever they're young. So obviously if you have animals in your home, socialize them like crazy, with each other. If you have family members and friends that have otherwise healthy and vaccinated animals, invite them over. If you feel like you can take them to their home and the overall are not going to have any problems as far as safety wise, then definitely do that as well. But once you kind of start getting into taking them to the dog park or daycare, we certainly want to make sure they're fully vaccinated before you do that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.